Hey guys, it's Aezuhfy here, and today I'm doing a little tutorial on how to host a UHC in this new version, like the mainstream thing we were going for. So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to get on this menu, obviously. You're going to hit play, you're going to hit create new world, create, and these are the options you're going to want to go into before you do anything. You want to put trust player permissions on member. Yeah, well, there's a couple things you can do with this, but for our purposes, we're gonna put trust players to member. A lot of this doesn't matter. This you want everything checked off like this. You want to turn on cheats, obviously. Do daylight cycle, turn that off real quick, and turn weather cycle off because rain's annoying. And put the difficulty to peaceful, and then name the UHC world. What I always do is like, I put like the name of the, or I put the game mode in the title of the world or whatever. It's multiplayer. Friends only is typically what you want. This is all subjective. You either want friends only or friends of friends, but for our purposes, we're gonna be in single player. And you're gonna want to hit create world. Alright, so once you're in, you're going to want to give yourself creative mode, and my keyboard is unbelievably loud. Now you're going to want to TP yourself to around 00. This is a bad world because 00 is an ocean biome, so we're going to actually make a new world. So I'm actually glad that that happened, because I actually really needed that to happen. To show, like, if you get a bad world, make a new one, basically. Natural region off. Alright. Let's see if we can get a proper one now. Oh, this looks like it's going to be good. So you're going to put yourself in creative mode and teleport to 00. So this is what 00 looks like. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teleport up to 200 blocks in the air. And now we're going to do some fill commands. /fill, -11, 200, -11 again, 11, 205, 11, Bedrock. Now this is going to put me, this is going to encase me, but I'll break out of this real quick. So what that does is make us a giant square. Pretty much. This is going to be our spawn box. So now you're going to bring up the fill command again. This time you're going to change all of the 11s to 9s. And you're going to change the bedrock to air. Change 200 to 201. And then, yep. And then it does that. Now you're going to want to go to 00 again. But you're going to want to TP to 200 Oh, actually 201 0. Alright, now you're going to type this command right now. /set world spawn. And just enter, or whatever you're using. So that sets the world spawn to right here, up in the air. If you don't do that, then people will be spawning on the ground, I think, sometimes. Yeah, so now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to give yourself command blocks. Alright, so once you have these, what I always do is I come into a corner over here, I break a block, and you're going to want to click repeat, always active, and you're going to type clear at A, and whatever items are banned. So let's say this is the usual. This is notch apples, by the way. Apple. Oh, I can't spell. Apple enchanted. So if I try to put one of these in my inventory, it will automatically delete. Even whole stacks of them. Now we're gonna get rid of this, so we're gonna do /game rule command block output false. I'm typing them fast because I'm using the tab key, and I don't remember if Xbox has something like that, but yeah. But yeah. Next thing we're gonna do is potions are typically off, so we'll just do brewing stands. Yeah. Pretty simple. Those are normally always banned, those two things. What I do now is I give myself some redstone. Oh, I accidentally threw that. And all these items are going to be pretty necessary here. Okay, and then pick block. Okay, so now we need buttons as well. Okay, so this is the next thing you're going to want to do. You're going to want to set your command blocks. So this is typically right here is where I do the rules and like what the game mode is. So you want a /say command or just say. You're going to want to put this here and you want to do say command. By the way, most of you on console should know how to do this. I don't have a way of showing you on here, but if you are hosting this with like on Windows 10 version, then you can open up like a tab menu on Google Chrome. Google this, and once you see this little weird S thing pop up on Google, just highlight it. I can't highlight in this game by highlight it and right click copy it, and then you can just hit Control V and it will place them in the game. If you're using a controller, there's a different way to do it, and if you're on Xbox One but have a keyboard, you still have to use the controller as like a secondary. So yeah. So we're gonna do say command here. We're gonna say, and we're gonna put it in yellow. UHC game mode, just as an example. In this hover note thing, we'll change the name of the command block. So right now, if I show this, it shows this little @ symbol right there. But if we can actually change this to something like that, for example, and it will pop up like that. Yeah, okay. So the next thing you want to do is you want to get this command block. You want to select chain and always active, and get your pick block thing. Come out here and place a bunch of those in a row. These are going to be all of your like text commands for the rules and your game modes, explaining the game modes. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is have a game starter button. So the first command block has to be a regular command block. Then you want more of these chain command blocks, and this one's typically pretty long. And I'm going to show all the commands for the game starting as well. So then you're going to do something right here and put a little repeater like that going into a block, and I'm going to explain that in a second. So what I typically do for the game starting up is the title command, which if you want big text on the screen, you do title @ a title. We'll make it, I always make it blue, and I just type that out. So that will do that, or say something like that, just to let people know. I start giving people items, so /give @ a cooked _ beef 64, give @ a apple 8, give @ a, I always do 3 bookshelves. But they can be whatever you guys want the starter kit to be. Except enchanted items. On the Bedrock edition, you can't spawn in enchanted items, or at least I don't know how to, what the syntax is. I don't know, but it must be not like PC version, because I know how to do that. Anyway, so what else do I do? Feather 32, and I always give people lapis, just because it would kind of suck if you didn't find lapis. And by the way, I always do lapis block because it gives people more lapis, but lapis isn't actually an item name in this version. It's called die and then a numbered tag. I think it might be, oh wait, no. You want die and the amount and then the data value. So that's like pink or purple, green. I actually don't know which one it is. Oh, lapis lazuli 4. So if you wanted to give people like lapis item, you would do /give at A, die, 1, or actually the amount of the item, so like 20, and then the data value 4 for lapis. So I just give myself 20 lapis lazuli. But I just always give people blocks because it's like way more easy to remember. So once I've given everyone all the items, what I do is I set the sun, game roll, do daylight, cycle, true. I set the sun on, so the sun will start moving, because right now it's like right when you load up the game, the sun's not moving. You can either do this, or you can do /time set 0 if your daylight cycle is already moving. It's up to you. I always just like to turn the sun on. You're gonna want to give people their night vision. If you're into the full brights in the caves. So you're gonna want to do effect at a night _ vision, and then like a I think if it goes past 100,000, it makes it infinite. But yeah, and then I always just do 255, which is night vision 256, because 0 is night vision 1. It doesn't really matter. I don't think night vision scales on level, but I always just do 255 just in case. And then you're going to want to start scattering people downwards. So what I always do is I find a spot underneath this whole 0, 0 thing. I don't want to put people... you want to put people in some kind of safe place, like not on the edge of a mountain. For this instance, I might actually drop people into the water. So 0, 64, 0. So if we go back up real quick. Oh, I always go to the wrong side. So you're going to want a teleport command. Make sure people are safe. 0, 64. Oh, 64, 0. So that'll teleport. Oh, and I always do this. If you're spectating, this helps a lot. And if you're in creative mode, so you want to do this bracket symbol, and then M = S. So if they're in survival, it'll only teleport them if they're in survival mode. So if I type it right now, M = S, you'll notice it says no targets match selector, because I'm in creative mode. But if I go into... Oh, there you go. Teleported me because I was in survival mode. Same command though. Alright, yeah. So if you want to teleport someone on land, you can just go to the nearest flat part on land and just take those coordinates. So 15, 64, 2 would also work. That's also fine. It's however you want to do it. Normally I do water if it's not too far off. It's just... I always do it as close to 0, 0 as possible. The reason that we aren't using the spread players command is because it's completely broken in this version of the game. And it's more complicated than it needs to be. Also, it puts people at the top of the skybox. So you'd have to give people like resistance. And it also can put people in the middle of oceans, which is another thing I don't like, because on the Java edition, there's like special handlers in place that it won't put people near like oceans. It'll put them at the nearest land. This version of the game does not care at all about the spread players command. It just that's why I don't use it. That's, people don't get stalked that often. It's fine. That's the only like concern that I bring up, but typically it's okay. Alright, so then I've set the sun, I've teleported everyone to the ground, given everyone night vision. Now I'm going to heal everybody. So this is the command for healing everybody. Make sure you make this 1 second, by the way. Level 256. Alright, so this will heal somebody up to full health no matter what. And make sure this is 1 second, because otherwise if you put like a couple 100 seconds, they're gonna be immune to damage. Or if you put like, it'll glitch out people taking damage, and it'll do weird things if you put more than 1 second. Yeah, anyway. Next you're gonna do a say command at the very end. Oh, actually yes, so you're gonna want to do you want to do difficulty. I always do normal, because hard is a bit much and easy is not hard enough. So I always do difficulty N, and then basically when you start the game, it'll make the difficulty normal. and not peaceful. So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to finish this up. You're going to do say command. I always do it in gold. My timer, 60 minutes remain. ... You might want to do these internal timers of the game. Or you can set your game as long as you want. Don't have to do 60-minute meetup. It's all up to you. But I'm showing everyone the universal way that I've done it. So then I set all my timers to look like that. So if you wanted to start the game, that would happen. The sun is moving now, or should be. I've been given all these items, clearly. And it didn't teleport me down there because I'm not in survival mode. So this is another important part that I have recently come up with. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be doing 5-minute timers. So this will make the process of hosting completely automatic. The only thing you have to do by yourself is take people's privileges away so they don't hit each other at spawn. But if you're not bothered by that, then don't worry about it. Yeah, so this is a 5-minute timer right here. You put a dropper. It goes onto a block, and then you put a wooden pressure plate. It has to be a wooden pressure plate. I just put glass to surround it to make sure the items don't go somewhere else, and then a block. So yeah, I always just make it on the side of this wall just because it's easier and it's really convenient with this button right here. And you want to place this torch down. So now, however long you want to do the game, you're going to need one of these every 5 minutes. So if we're doing 60 minutes, that's 60 minutes. This will display 55. And we're just going to keep going here. You notice that's going to click right away, but that's fine. Okay, so that's 55, 50, 45, 40. 35. 30. I have my building stuff in a weird place, and I can't think enough to say words. Alright, I'm going to go down and do all these. So that's 5, 10, 15. I'm counting the wrong way. Okay. So you need a bunch of these based on how long your game is. But we're using the model of 60 minutes. Keeps things moving nice and quickly. Doesn't get annoying. And you're going to want to line the torches. So 55, 50. Okay, wait. 50. My brain. 55, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and last but not least, 0. Alright, and for this last one, I always put Bedrock. So yeah, this will just make it so if you want to host and play, you can. Super convenient. This whole method will do all the things for you, and it's perfect. Make sure you place all these torches first before we go into anything too interesting. You're gonna want to get your chain command block back out that you saved from before. So now what you're gonna want to do, once you placed all those 5-minute timers, is you're gonna want to put down your command block. So if this is 55 minutes in, we're gonna say velocity UHC, and then we're gonna say 55. Wow, I'm good at spelling today. Minutes remain. All right, so I'm gonna show off how all this works in a second. So this is 10 minutes in, and I'll explain this in depth. Just follow along if you are. This is 10 minutes in right here. So you're going to do your timer first, just to let people know what's up, so people don't have to ask you how much time is left. They can just look at that and pay a little bit of attention. Really convenient. I don't think I used the proper command, by the way. I don't think I put say command in there. Nope, I didn't. Okay, my bad. Okay, what I like to do before final heal, I do about 3 of these. These are gonna need more. So how I've been doing the games is a heal at 10 minutes in and a heal at 20 minutes in. However you want to do it, you don't have to have a final heal and a first heal. That's just how I do it. So less people die to PvE and it's not lame. But it's up to you. It's however you want to do it. So right here, you're going to want to, if I'm just going to ignore these hover commands, or hover notes, but you can fill like the command block name in here, whatever you want it to display. I'm going to stop doing them though, just for the sake of time. So you're going to want to say, I always do this in green. Actually do this in pink. First heal in 5 minutes. Oh, I want 3 dots. And then I'm gonna do in green final heal and PvP in 15 minutes. I'm wrong. Alright. So you're gonna want to set those, and then you're gonna want to do this is your 10 minutes in, 50 minutes left type deal. You could count up if you wanted to. You could say, I don't know. It's whatever. However you want to do it. But if you're following along, which I'm guessing a lot of people are, this is probably just a lot of people are probably just gonna do this. So when you're 50 minutes in, you're gonna want to do your final heal, your heal command. So you're going to do title add a title, and I always just do this healing players. I always just type that, and then I do effect add a instant underscore health 1 to 55. So that'll heal everybody, and then I do a say command that says final heal and PvP in 10 minutes now, because we're counting down. Okay, so let me explain. If you want all these, just look up Minecraft color codes, and you can do anything you want with these. I'm just showing you the colors I always use, because like consistency. There's like A, B, C, D, E, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. There's also bold, italic. This is supposed to be underlined, but I don't think it works. Anyway, I'm gonna show you the colors I always do. So anyway, that's your 50 minutes in. Now you're gonna want to do 45 minutes. Alright, and this as well, keep going with this, keep it consistent. Final heal and PvP in 5 minutes now. Alright, so this one was 10, this one was 15. So you get the idea. This normal command block is always going to be the one that says how much time is left, and it's going to go down. It's going to keep going down 5 minutes every time. For consistency's sake, I guess I'll just keep doing this. 40 minutes. Another big one. And then you're going to want to do /title at a subtitle. And you want to tell people final heal's happening. And then you're going to want to do title at a title. And I always do red for this. PvP enabled. So that's you turning on PvP. It's very important that you put the subtitle command before the title command. Otherwise, the subtitle will be lost. Okay, then you need your another heal command. Oh. All right. So that, and also you need, not in this order, because this is bad. It'll all happen pretty much instantly, though. So you want game rule PvP true. I forgot to mention this. When you save and exit your world, PvP is always set to true. Wow, I'm glad I can speak. So every time when you're ready to load up your world for the UHC, just do /game rule PvP false. Just in the chat like that. That'll turn PvP off. If you wanted to, you could set it up with command blocks, but I always do it in chat because people will immediately start punching each other and spawn, and that's a big no-no because they're not going to get their items if they're dead and stuff. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much it. It'll set it to true there. It'll heal everyone. And then so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to put a block down so this is just easier. Pretty much until meetup, nothing interesting happens, so I'll just put this for now. This will be 35. Unless you've got certain things going on with like some kind of game mode that I don't know. It's up to you guys. But this is gonna keep counting down. 20. 15. 10. Now I always do, when there's 5 left, I always do it in dark red, which is 4. Just so people's eyes don't get used to the time. Okay, so this will be meetup or 0 minutes remain, and I always do, this is however you want to do it. I always do 0 minutes remain. You can do it gold, you can do it red, you can do whatever you want. And then the chain commands start coming in. You're going to want to do a title command because that gets people's attention the best. Title, a title, I always do it in gold. It can be whatever color you want it to be. Meetup. If you wanted to, you could actually do it like this. Slash title at a subtitle. Head to 0 now. And then you want to do in this order, by the way, title at a title meet up. So just to show you, that's what that will do. It's very important that the subtitle command comes first, so it's just title at a subtitle, because if it doesn't, it won't display it. Game rule do daylight cycle. Wow, I'm glad I can spell. Game rule do daylight cycle false, and you're gonna wanna time set about 1000 should be good. Setting it to 1000, it's full day. Puts the sun about there in the sky. We can't really tell because we're like 200 blocks up, so it looks a bit different. And then I always do one last little command here that says oh, what did I do? Say perma day, just to let people know. Alright, so that looks like that's about it. Anything else you want to add in there is beyond me. This is all for vanilla UHC. Whatever game modes you choose, you just write in here. I don't have any, so that's going to say nothing. So now this is the last thing you need to do. You need some kind of item, and you got to put it in these droppers. In theory, you would only need one item because these are all only going to go off once, but it's fine. So now I'm going to demonstrate what a UHC would look like really fast. You're going to hit the game starting button. It'll teleport everyone down there. So 60 minutes remain, it says, and then this dispenser, or this dropper rather, is going to shoot out a piece of paper. In 5 minutes, the paper is going to despawn, and then this is what's going to happen. 55 minutes remain. First heal in 5 minutes. Final heal in PvP in 15. In 5 minutes, the paper's going to despawn here, and then this will happen. Everyone's going to get healed. Final heal in PvP will happen in 10 minutes. 50 minutes remain. So basically, these 5-minute timers make the game fully automatic for any host. So once you set this up, then you should be good. And you can play yourself too if you're on host. It doesn't matter. It's however you want to do it. The only thing that the command box can't do is take people's privileges away. In spawn. So I'm just going to keep going down the line here. This is what would happen every 5 minutes. PvP enabled final heal. Yep, 35 minutes. Obviously, I didn't put much effort into all this, but it's just counting down by 5. Clearly, you can write all that in. And then 5 minutes remain. Then meet up. And there you go. There you have it. That's pretty much it. The last few commands. If you're doing fireless, you want /game rule fire damage false. That's if you're doing fireless. If you're going to do, if you want to turn off drowning damage, I always do that because when people relog, the suffocation stuff can happen. So I always just turn drowning damage off, because drowning damage is suffocation damage in this version. It's a little bit weird. They're grouped into one thing. You can turn off fall damage if you want. You can do whatever you want. The rest is up to you. I will show one last thing. If you want absorptionless, you need another repeating command block. Make sure it says always active. And you're going to want to do effect at A, absorption 0, 0. So I'll show that in action right now. Grab this real quick. So I'm gonna eat this golden apple, and you're gonna notice I didn't get any absorption hearts. It's being taken away like instantly, so it's not like I have them for a brief second and can get hit. They go away right away. The absorption hearts do. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them down in the comments below. If there's anything else you need to know, just let me know, and hopefully you guys can start doing your own UHC games to fill the gap that I've left behind after the whole drama happened and whatnot. So yeah, that's it, everyone. Thanks for watching.